Hey Soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at what do you need to let go of in order to move forward. That's the intention of today's reading. By the way, if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, you will find a timestamp for that in the description box. If you prefer for Spirit to pick your pile today, you will also find a timestamp for that in the description box. But otherwise, if you of course prefer to pick your piles using your intuition, please stick around. We will be pulling out, as you can see, 3 cards, and we'll match 3 crystals to them that you can also pick from. Okay, so let's get straight into it and see what cards we have for today's reading. For pile number 1, you've got the 6 of Pentacles. For pile number 2, you've got the 2 of Wands. And for pile number 3, you've got the 2 of Swords. Very interesting cards. And let me add your crystals and I'll be right back. There we go. So for pile number 1, you've got the Carnelian. For pile number 2, you've got the Tiger's Eye. And for pile number 3, you've got the Lapis Lazuli. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. In case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It's taking you to the information that is meant to help you and guide you in today's reading. Once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times, which will take you straight to your reading. And please note that in a moment, I will be assigning different zodiac signs to each pile. If this is something that you're interested in, please stick around and enjoy it. Let's see which zodiac sign will fall under which pile. But if this is something that you do not prefer, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. But if you prefer to pick your piles using your signs, then my dear soul family, as you know, this part of the introduction was created specifically for you guys, so you can do just that. After the shuffling in a moment, I will be drawing out 4 signs for each pile. Okay, so let's see. Do we have anything there? No. Let's see what we've got. All right, these will be the signs for pile number 1. These will be the signs for pile number 2. And these will be the signs for pile number 3. Okay, so let's see what we have. The signs for pile number 1 are Taurus, Libra, Scorpio, as well as Sagittarius. The signs for pile number 2 are Capricorn, Pisces, Aquarius, as well as Gemini. And the signs for pile number 3 are Cancer, Aries, Leo, as well as Virgo. So, my dear soul family, these are the zodiac signs and their association to each of the piles in today's reading. Please feel free to pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your pile or piles, of course, using any other placements in your chart, please feel free to do that. These are just different suggestions to make it easier and more fun for you to pick your pile. Once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I will see you in your readings. Also, please note that right now I'm about to begin the Spirit Please Pick My Pile section. If this is something you're interested in today, please stick around. If this is something that you're not interested in, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. But if you prefer for Spirit to pick your pile today, welcome. This is a new section in the introduction. The way we do this is that I assign a different card to, I assign a card to each pile. So the Magician will be presenting pile number 1, the High Priestess pile number 2, and the Empress pile number 3. And I shuffle them around as such, and when one of them catches my attention, I know that, there we go. I know that it's your chosen pile today. Tried to grab this one, wasn't grabbed. So let's see what is your chosen pile by Spirit. That is pile number 3 today. Okay, so these were all the ways in which you can pick your pile. I truly hope you've enjoyed them. You know the drill. Once you're ready, you will find your timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today, we are taking a look at what you need to let go of in order to move forward. Very excited about your reading. These are the decks that I'll be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. Let's go again. There we go. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Carnelian. Thank you so much. Your significator card is the 6 of Pentacles, and if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Taurus, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so let's get straight into it and check out your cards. You've got all is connected. Okay. You've got Neptune with the keyword spirituality. So it says on the card, a star forms a window into another universe. This is brilliant. Okay. So there is a window opening somewhere in your psyche. Step through and activate your imagination to experience extraordinary dreams, spiritual creativity, and a profound connection with the cosmos. Everything is indeed connected. Wow. Okay. Love this. So let's continue. You've got to the moon and back. I find your cards to be super interesting today. You've got doubt. Oh, I mean, I think your cards just like literally explain this. I don't think you need the reading today. It's so cool how the cards just spoke for themselves. All right. So you've got doubt, indecision, hesitation, perplexity, temerity. I'll check that one. Recklessness, impulsiveness. I'm not sure what temerity means. I'll be back. Interesting. It's excessive boldness, excessive confidence. How interesting. So it's either like indecision or hesitation or perplexity or temerity and recklessness, impulsiveness. Very interesting card. Okay. You've got sincerity. So the keywords here are authenticity, honesty, truth, veracity, integrity, directness. Veracity. It's interesting, the two keywords here, the two words that I didn't know, temerity and veracity, must have a meaning in your reading. Let me check that one out and I'll be back. Okay, so it means accuracy or conforming to facts. Very interesting. And last but not least, your final oracle card is Wilderness. Off-beaten path, survivalists, hermit, camping, wild game, explorer, and all of that. Okay, what I need to do is that. There we go. Let's check out your oracle cards. What if I do this, and that way we can see more of the cards. There we go. So, what you need to let go of in order to move forward, my dear pile number 1. So, you've got the Sun card. And there's something about you feeling like it's impossible, because on the card it says Le voyage à travers l'impossible, which means the journey to go towards or cross to traverse through the impossible. So there's something to journey through the impossible. So there's something about you, you see doubt, impossible, wilderness. You really don't know anything about this path that you're moving towards, or want to move towards. To the moon and back, you feel like it's outer space, it's out there. Would you love it? Actually, you love it so much. You love that wish to the moon and back, if we can say that. But there's something about you feeling that it's much bigger than you, that it's like the wilderness, you're going to get lost in there, it's dangerous, and you're doubting that you can get there. You've got, wow, the 9 of Pentacles, very positive cards, right off the bat. The Sun, the 9 of Pentacles, what cards? You've got the 8 of Cups, Eight of Wands. Yeah, we must be able to fit one more card, can we? No, we can't for now. Okay, let's stop there. This is what we're meant to have on the table for now, and explore what are you meant to let go of. Obviously, we've been discussing this right off the bat. You are guided to walk away from the emotions that are, these are empty cups that are, I don't know if it's appropriate to say that. Well, we can say the thoughts, the doubts that are emptying your passion, your love, your excitement, and motivation to go towards what you want to do. Because the only thing that is actually standing in your way at the moment is your doubt. You might be saying, no, but because this has happened, and that has happened, and this, and this, and that, and the other. Your cards here show that everything is connected. It's like, it may look invisible to you, but it's like a fabric. And once you pull one string, you pull everything towards that string. And in that way, we're here talking with Neptune about your imagination. Your imagination, what you're thinking, pulls the fabric of everything. It has an effect on what actually happens in your life. And that's why I've got the 6 of Pentacles. What you put out there will give you back the balance of the 6 of Pentacles. If you put out generously or dream generously, you will be given back generously. Because it may look like there's nothing out there, but again, I'm getting this idea that it's all a fabric, it's all connected. And just like a fabric, a hole could open up, allowing you to enter into a new reality that you once thought it was absolutely impossible to get into. So the only thing that is now standing in your way is none of the reasons that are currently discouraging you. It's the shape of reality at the moment. And as you can see, reality is shifted and pushed and manipulated. So don't take it at face value. The real issue or the real energy that is actually standing in your way is you not believing in it. Be careful, because You are the one who's going to decide for yourself whether it's going to happen or not, through how you feel, through your passion or the lack of, through your imagination. What do you envision it to be? Are you starting to envision that it won't happen for you in the future, that it's impossible? Be careful. Don't shape that reality for yourself, because your cards are showing the potential is absolutely there. The Sun, the Nine of Pentacles, the potential is still there. It's there for you to take. So shift your thoughts, authentic thoughts, towards you knowing that it is going to be great. Shape it in your mind. Know that it's going to be amazing, no matter how impossible it looks right now. Remember, it's not really real. It's a fabric that is easily molded and shaped and manipulated by your own thoughts. You are the creator. I mean, if you're working with dough and your child, for example, carves out a heart, you look at it and you go, oh, it's a heart. It is what it is. I wanted a butterfly. It is what it is. Would we say that this was accurate? If we're looking at a picture, it is what it is. But right now, you're the creator and you can mold it into the shape that you want. You wouldn't do that with your child's cookie, I'm sure, but you know what I mean. So there's something about you being able to create your own reality, that it's not impossible, to take it step by step. And your cards are promising you, take it step by step towards where you want to go, even if you can't see where it's taking you at the moment. It doesn't matter. It is all about your energy, because it is your energy that will move you there with speed. Eight of Wands is a card of speed, momentum. And so build that energy up, because it will be that energy that glides you through and takes you towards exactly where you want to go. Don't worry about how lost this may look on the confusing this may look on the outside, how intimidating it may look on the outside, how it feels like you're going to get into something that might get you lost. Don't worry about that. Take it step by step. That's all you're guided to look at. And the more you take steps, the more a new reality will open up. And you may not even be going through that forest at all that you're dreading and worried about. You might just find that your reality is slowly shifting into another. So I guess put yourself out there into your wish and take it step by step, because that wish, it looks to me with the Sun card and the Nine of Pentacles, which is a wish fulfillment card, that this wish is meant to be fulfilled for you. Don't scrap that reality off of your future. And look at that girl. Every step that she takes, roots are being created, and more stability and groundedness with regards to this wish starts to happen. And remember when we said we were going to focus on the two words here that I didn't know, temerity and veracity. So you are guided to be bold. That's what you're guided to do next. What are your small next steps? It is to collect facts on just the next steps. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to know exactly what to do, but you need to know something. So it begins by collecting the needed facts towards this path that you want to take or continue to move through. Continue to collect facts. The truth matters at this point of your life. You need to know truthfully where you are now. You need to be honest with yourself. What do you need to learn, for example? What's working for you and what's not working for you? Because sometimes we're so afraid to take a few steps back and redo things. And sometimes we continue to be on the same path and direction we're in just because we've worked so hard and we're too afraid to tell ourselves, it's not working. anymore. Maybe you've invested a lot of your money and time into something, and it's very hard to admit that it was the wrong thing, and that's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself if this is the situation, because ask all of the successful people in the world. They will tell you they've lost thousands, if not millions, at every step of the way. They've done so many things that weren't right, that were wrong. They've taken so many of the wrong paths. And it was because of these mistakes that they've learned so much. And it is the reason to where they are today. They say that if we hadn't learned these hard mistakes from these terrible mistakes, we wouldn't become the experts that we are today. So in case this is your situation with truth here, just be honest with yourself and admit, hey, I might have made a mistake. I might have wasted a lot of time and money and effort into something, maybe even everybody's time. It's okay. Things happen. Learn from them. Be bold and decide to do the right, take at least the first right step towards the right path. So there's something about being truthful, being honest on what types of maybe changes you need to do in your life. Maybe that it's not your situation. Maybe you just need to be honest about habits that you may not be doing right, or what kind of actions you know you need to take that you haven't been taking yet. What kind of, for example, sacrifices, a little, because it says little by little, tiny steps that you can do to improve the situation. So you want to collect facts, you want to be honest with yourself, and despite, and I noticed this dichotomy of energy in this card, despite the doubts that you have, you are guided to be temerarious. Let me check the noun. Adjective. Okay, quite close. Temerarious. You're guided to be temerarious. Be bold. Take that step. Be daring. Now that you've collected the truth, take that first step towards what you may have been hesitating to do. Take that bold step. It's going to happen for you if you, in fact, do take that step. Sometimes when we look at things from the outside, just like the wilderness card, it looks super intimidating. It looks like it is nearly impossible to do. But once we get into it step by step, we tend to feel, hey, this is much easier than I thought. This could be done much faster than I thought. And I regret wasting so many years, so many months, so much time not taking that step. So yeah, go ahead and take this step. It's going to be very fulfilling if you do. That wish is meant for you. Just take it step by step. What can you do today to take you there? It doesn't matter if it's perfect. It doesn't matter if it's not exactly it. Just start somewhere. But leave that place of doubt, that place of emptiness, and that place of unfulfillment, really. Okay, let's find out more about your guidance. All right, this card is coming out boldly. Basic line here with your significator card: the more energy you put into that path, the more it's going to give you. The currency here is your energy, is how you're imagining things are going to happen. Really, the real currency here is how you envision and imagine it. Okay. So what do you need to let go of in order to move forward? You've got the Justice card, moving by the universal rules, understanding the real rules of the universe. The balance again. That's why I'm referring back to that. You've got the High Priestess. Whoa, Neptune energy for sure. Working with the knowledge of the unknown. Don't base your reality on what you directly see, because know that the real world is in what you can't see with the High Priestess. Just like the example of the dough. It might look like a heart now, but you are the creator. These are the rules of how things actually work. You're the creator. So shape it in the way that you want. You've got you see, the Three of Pentacles. Work with that energy. It's going to work for you. An architect must draw out their design of the building before anyone else can start building. So start envisioning it for yourself, and everything will form to suit what you are actually creating when you are envisioning things. And you've got the Nine of Cups, again, another card confirming that your wish is coming true, because the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups are both cards of wish fulfillments. So imagine it, start planning for it. It may not go exactly in the direction that you've been planning, but that is the creation process in which this fabric will move to your favor. The world, the universe will start moving things and opportunities towards you as you pull it with your imagination, opening up a totally new pathway, like wormhole taking you to that other life that you're wishing for, or that dream, that life that contains that dream that you're wishing for. Yeah, that's basically what your cards are showing. They're very clear. And they want you to know that there is no mistake when it comes to this law. What you put in, you will get out. So even if you imagine things now and didn't, like you woke up and it didn't happen right now, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. Let's say someone is envisioning that their hair gets longer. They can't envision it and expect it to get longer right now. Can it happen in some way? Perhaps, absolutely. It's not for me to say, but what I'm trying to show you is that envision it and know that every currency you've put into this envisioning of your wish creates this energy. And the more you envision it, the bigger the energy becomes. And it almost like goes out and gets it for you. That is the real information and the real currency of getting what you want. Just like money in our world allows us to purchase the things that we want. In the I wanted to say the real world, exactly. In the real world, in the universe, the real currency is you being the creator. What you envision is the currency. So save some of that every day. Put in some of that every day into your wish. Envision it over and over. Be bold. Believe it. Most important, don't let your ego stand in your way. And to do that, you want to be truthful and honest with yourself at every step, so that you allow yourself to move in the right direction, because you don't want to be moving away from what you're wishing, because what does that say about you wanting that wish? So to the best of your knowledge, you want to be making the absolute best effort that you've got to get there. Whether you're actually getting there or not, that is what the universe is shaping when it comes to your path. You don't need to worry about that for now. You just need to do the best of your ability to get as close as you can to the best of your knowledge towards that wish. And in this way, you create a profound connection with the cosmos. You get in touch with your ability to create. You understand what the real currency is. If you lose everything in life, nobody can take that currency away from you. That is the real truth that makes you rich. That is the currency that you're lucky to have. And you know what puts you in debt of this currency? The D word, doubt. So it's like a credit card that keeps taking from what you've been saving. So don't allow yourself to be consumed by doubt for any reason. You put that currency out there. Remember, this is the currency that buys you things. When you doubt, you've been taking away, you would be taking away from every effort you've been putting in. So don't waste that effort. Don't let time take from that valuable currency. Don't let events that look like a heart-shaped dough for now take from that currency. And don't let, most of all, your lack of action and your lack of action and honesty take from that currency. That's one thing that you can always do and fall back onto when you're feeling in doubt. Go, you know what? Let me just double check. Do I know everything about this situation? Am I sure I have all of the information collected properly? Did I ask well? Is there another path I'm not looking at? Always be looking in that direction. What can I do about it? And if you can't do anything for now, know that you absolutely always can put into the currency of your imagination. Things sometimes may be still for now, like putting the dough into the oven. There's nothing you can do for now, but on the outside, but doesn't mean that you can't do anything at all. And that is invest in that dream by imagining it and know it's coming. While you're imagining it, don't be taking from it by doubting as you're imagining, like, oh, but it's not happening. Don't be so attached to it. Just release it. Let it happen when it's supposed to happen. It's going to happen. So don't suffer until it does. If your beautiful car is on its way, it's being delivered, it's coming. So don't sit there suffering until it does. Enjoy your life until that car arrives. Don't ever stop enjoying your life for everything that it has now just because you're waiting for something to happen. That is the biggest robbery of your energy. Okay, so anything else here? Yeah, actually, look at that swing and the wings. There's something about momentum with the swing. Keep taking action, and you must enjoy it because it's a swing after all. Take action every day. These actions will create momentum, so much so that someday they're gonna make you fly to the moon, fly to the stars. You will be carried to another universe that you're currently dreaming of. This dream or these dreams are going to happen for you. And in fact, it's not just this dream. Once you learn about investing in this currency, which is the real investment in life, being financially savvy, being emotionally savvy, being savvy with your information, whatever that is, the real savviness is in learning to invest in this currency. That is the biggest learning in life, knowing that you are the creator and how to shift things to your reality. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody, nothing, no energy can take that one thing from you. So create that momentum little by little. You will be carried into your other universe, just like a wormhole taking you to that dream. Yeah, this is exactly what I see, my dear pile number one. This is the law. The laws don't change. Use it to your favor. Invest to your favor. And don't be poor or robbed off of this energy when you are the only one who can control it in this financial market of wishes. So invest today and every day. And my dear pile number one, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships. It's a great way to support me if you can and wish to do so. And thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you the best of luck from my heart with everything that you want. And my dear pile number one, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at what you need to let go of in order to move forward. These are the decks that I'll be using for your reading today. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. All right, so very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Tiger's Eye. Your significator card is the Two of Wands. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Capricorn, Pisces, this one moved. Aquarius, and Gemini. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so let's get straight into it and reveal your oracle cards first to see what it is that you need to let go of in order to move forward. Okay, so you've got reaction formation, defense mechanism. So the other keywords are opposition to self-impulses, lying to yourself, self-compelling, self-censorship, forcing yourself, as well as reactions, self-control. Okay. It's a very interesting card. And you've got Pluto with control. It says, a marionette dances on its strings. Sometimes control can help you to master a subject. Often it can be a misuse of power or overly self-protective. Ask yourself whether control is helping or hurting. Then connect with the part of you that is comfortable with letting go. It's interesting that you get self-compelling, forcing yourself, reactions to self-control, all of these types of keywords with this card. Perhaps you're controlling yourself too much, or too much to your own detriment, like you're not letting yourself free. You could be opposing your self, like you could be wanting to do things, but you're opposing it. I don't know. Let's see. You've got transformation. Looks like it's a self-transformation. Okay, when it comes to this path or this wish, this thing that you want to achieve. I don't think I can fit this card. No. Okay, you've got the gardener. When you're growing plants, you're not controlling them. In fact, you can't do much but leave them to be, for them to grow. But you gotta put them in the right environment and nurture them. So that's what I'm seeing with these two cards lying next to each other. You've got a riddle with the Sphinx here. Hidden meaning. You've got metamorphosis. Oh my. Looks like you are guided to go through a specific self-transformation. Very interesting reading. Let's see what this is about. I'm not sure what your wish is, but I'm just going to read the cards the way they chose to come out for you. And I'm sure you'll be able to understand fully what your guides are trying to say when it comes to your specific wish. All right, so you've got the High Priestess. Intuitive pile. Nice to see the High Priestess off the bat. Since I don't know what this wish is about, it makes me feel better because this is an intuitive pile that will understand what this message exactly is trying to tell them. So this is a message from the cosmos to you. I'm just someone reading here. You've got the Nine of Swords, the Sun card, the Empress, the Sun and the Empress. Empress is abundance. Again, this plant life we're seeing here. Sun is nurturing it. So that message is coming very strong here. What are we seeing? What is standing in your way? Control. You controlling this situation so much is really what is standing in your way. And that is what you need to let go of. Perhaps you are someone who just wants to make sure that things work out right in the way that you want. But the more you control it, the stressed you're going to be. And you see the energy here, the more you're actually controlling things to go worse. Just if I'm being frank with you. The energy being the result to that creation of control leads to more stress and anxiousness leads to more things not going in the way that you are suspecting them to be or want them to be, because that's the reality of things with the high priestess. There is more to the unseen that you don't see. In fact, here we've got the oracle of Delphi, giving us the impression that there is more about the unseen than to this situation, more about energy, more about more than what you see it to be. Your cards here with the Oracle of Delphi, with the High Priestess, are trying to let you in on that the real control is to not control. Riddle. You're like, what exactly? With that riddle card. And you are guided to have the balance. Hold it on one hand and let it go on the other. That is the real balance you want to learn in order for things to manifest in the way that you want it exactly in regards to the situation you are inquiring about today, what you want to achieve. With the Empress, it's kind of like love. It's something you can't control. You can do your best and you just got to let it go. It's the other person's choice, for example. And so whatever your wish here is, don't try to control it too much. Do what you need to do at the best of your capability. And then there's another idea of just letting go. You got to let it go and do its own thing. Just like the plants. You can't control everything. What you're guided to do is to create a healthy environment, to nurture, to care, to love with the Empress, to have faith, and let it go. Because the truth of the matter is, no matter how much you think you have control of the situation and how much you can exert control over the situation, the truth of the matter is you do not have full control of that situation. So you can try to control it in the best of your ability, only to find yourself fully disappointed with why things didn't go out in the way you expected. Because just like the plants here, a gardener cannot expect himself to be the soil and the nutrients in the soil and the person who creates this photosynthesis in plants, like the one who's going to create that process for the plants. The one who's going to make sure that the sunlight comes the next day. The one who's going to make sure that the rain comes. No matter how much a gardener tries his best to make sure that his plants grow, he or she is not always in control of that. And so a gardener must do the best of his ability and just gotta let it go. If the plant's meant to grow, it's gonna grow. If it's not meant to grow this year, in the way that it must grown the last year, then it's not. And in the same way, you too are guided to do the best in your ability and stop trying to control the situation. You want to have more self-control over yourself rather than control over the situation. You changing that will change the whole situation. In fact, with metamorphosis, you are guided to transmute that energy. that need for control can be used as energy to fuel what you want. And so instead of using it to control, use it in your energy of manifestation, creation, to make things happen in the way that you want. That energy is called unconditional love. This is the energy of metamorphosis to this situation. This is the energy of transmutation that you can put into it. It's just like a mother. Some mothers are so attached to their children, not just mothers, parents are so attached to their children that they want to control everything about their lives. They want to control who they will love and marry, what job they're going to do, and telling them things like, I gave you all of my life, you should give me back. And while it's a wonderful thing, that sort of control and like asking back and wanting to control a child can be quite toxic, only leading to children feeling disconnected. Even if they do the things that this parent wants, they feel disconnected on the inside. It eats at them. So it's like a plant dying on the inside. And so it's not real nurture and care. Unconditional love is to give this love with no strings attached. Look at that gardener who's controlling everything, that they've literally killing the plant. So I don't know how this is going to fit into your reading, but the right thing to do is to give love unconditionally, give this wish the right environment, do the best that you can, and just let it go. Basically, do the best without expectations. That is putting in the effort and letting go on the other hand. It's crazy to hear, but this is how you go through a metamorphosis process yourself. This is how you change to your best self. You know, the Cinderella story, as we see here on the card, dress up Cinderella. She went through this transformation process as she went to this ball party. And in that same way, you yourself are going to be amazed in how this changes you to the core of just letting go of control, how much change it's going to create within you and without, how much change and evolution is going to happen in your world. With schizophrenia, it might sound weird right now to hear, how can I be expected to do this and not expect that? It must be crazy, but really, you're going to find out the magic of it all when you tap into that energy. And likewise, your whole life is going to, as you transmute that energy, giving love without expectation will transform your life on the outside. That's literally the transmutation of that energy, using it properly. So how is your life going to change on the outside in this way? Let's find out. How is your life going to transform on the outside in this way? Can't control the outside. Only thing you can control is yourself. To give love unconditionally without expecting a return. That doesn't mean self-abuse, by the way, just a disclaimer here. If you're not treated right, please don't take anything. This simply means not expecting like one for one, that as long as the people around you, for example, are giving you love back, then this is a healthy connection. As long as you feel like the efforts you're putting into your wish are one way or the other moving you towards what you want in general, then you're on the right track. But we're talking about like controlling everything to your liking now. Okay, so long as the situation, whatever this is not toxic, right? That so long as this situation doesn't make sense, perhaps you want to leave the whole thing. But yeah, we're talking about the regular, I'm lost, I don't know what else do I need to do. It can kind of happen, but it's not happening. That's what obviously this pile is referring to. Okay, so what's going to happen as you transmute that energy we just discussed of giving unconditional love and just letting it go? You've got the King of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Hierophant, and the World card, the Completion card. Wow, okay. So what happens? First of all, you find personal power. I don't know what the situation is about, but obviously here this is going to be so important. You will find first and foremost your own personal power, and you, with the peacock here, you will shine so bright. You can't be missed, and you will fly high. You will exude power. You will exude power and marvel is what I'm seeing with this King of Wands. Second of all, the energy itself is going to move from tumultuous waters to calmer waters, especially that I see here there's a lot of stress going on, especially with regards to the future pertaining to what I know about the story. So yeah, stress and anxiety about the future. So things start to calm down. The stress starts to calm down. That will allow you to learn so much about what is obvious with regards to the situation that you haven't been seeing. And this will also teach you, because the Hierophant is about traditions, about first of all, obvious, as I said, the obvious parts about this situation, but also about the dynamics of how this situation works. It will teach you a lot. Ooh, when you're calmer, you're like, oh, so that's how things work. So that's how traditionally things work in this field, in this situation, in this type of relationships. Oh, so that's what is expected. Oh, so that's the right step to do. You start understanding and learning about how things work, where you couldn't see before because you were so focused on controlling yourself. With the Hierophant here, you're not so focused there anymore. And instead of holding that plant, so to speak, you let that go and you then observe, oh, so look at the plant, it's creating roots. Oh, look how it's opening up every day. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. And from there, you'll be able to learn, well, perhaps if I add water here, just like this plant has more water, it's going to get better. Oh, look, it got better. Look at the soil here. It's better than the soil there. Let me do the same thing. And so on. You start learning from your environment and not trying to control the environment itself, because the environment's going to be that. It's going to be what it's supposed to be. It's going to play out its karma the way it's supposed to play it. The reality of things are going to be what they are. What you can do is control yourself. So what I'm seeing as the result of the situation is that you shine bright, you exude power, you start finally realizing that things are moving, the boat's moving, everything is moving, the stress calms down, the high, low frequency of the situation calms down, starts becoming more of a high frequency. You radiate higher frequency, and that allows you to learn from the situation. So that's, I wanted to go back to connect the dots for you. It allows you to learn from the reality of things, since you're not the only reality of things. You integrate in it. And with the World card, you accomplish what you want. It looks like you're going to accomplish it. Whether it happens in the way you're thinking about it in your mind, or it happens in another way, one way or the other, this shall be accomplished and completed. You will unite with what you love. It will happen for you. The only thing that is standing in your way is you, your control of the situation. That's what you're guided to look at. And whenever you feel like, oh, I need to control this situation, go back to this transmutation that is guided in your reading. To go, I feel like I need to control it. Why don't I give unconditional love and just let it be? Create a nice environment, give love, and just let it go. And disclaimer, unless, of course, the situation is toxic, like we're talking about a regular thing, of course. That's non-toxic. Yeah, I think I've explained this part well. Okay, how about we start asking and getting straight into the tea itself, the guidance itself. How are you guided to transmute this energy, to give unconditional love, one hand on one stick, not on the other, learn like balance to put in but not wait for what's coming out, all that and the other. How are you guided to apply your guidance today? Let's see what you get, which is the real guidance here. So you've got the Four of Wands. You've got Krishna and Radha here. It's real unconditional love. Real unconditional love will allow you to grow, will allow you to commit to this better, will allow you to level up. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. Ten of Wands, listening. This is a card all about listening to the environment. Oh, okay. And wow, the Two of Wands. And we've got the god Janus here looking at the past and the future. Well, so how are you guided to transmute this energy? I'm sorry, I checked. This is not Krishna and Radha. This is Mohini and Aravan. To be able to transmute that energy, you don't want to look right under your nose, right under your foot of each step that you take. Because with the god Janus here, it's about looking at a different timeline when you're doing something. Here, the god Janus is looking towards the past and the future. So there's something about shift your focus from the right now when it comes to maybe the results that you want to the future. Don't look right under your nose. There's something about the sacrifices. I don't know what this wish is about again, but I'm just going to read the cards the way I'm seeing it here for you. The sacrifices that you make today will be returned to you from the heavens. So whether you get it in this particular situation that you want or in another form, you will definitely get it. And that's the best way to win at any situation. Look, I'll show you why I said that. Do you see here the Four of Wands? We did mention that this is Arjuna's son, Aravana, right? Who was going to sacrifice himself in the war of the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Long story short, he was going to sacrifice himself. And so, I don't want to get into the situation because why not? Let me tell you about it. So he wanted to sacrifice himself for the Pandavas, for his people, but he wanted to be married before he went to the war and died. So no woman wanted to marry him because no one wanted to become a widow, which was a big thing during that time. No one wanted to be a widow. So the Lord Krishna turned himself into his only female form and married him on that day. So long story short, what I'm trying to say here, as you can see, is that there's something about this particular wish that you want pertaining to give that love unconditionally, but knowing that the universe, God, whatever you believe in, will 100% give back to you that love or what you want exactly. It will be completed for you. So it's not tit for tat. It shall be given to you. That's the first thing you want to keep in mind when it comes to transmuting that energy. That will help you to properly transmute that energy. It's like, I'm going to give that love unconditionally, not being so attached to that thing in particular, whether that what I want comes from this particular situation or from another. It doesn't matter, but it's going to come back to me for sure. Four of Wands is leveling up. It's celebrating something big. You're going to celebrate what you want, and it's going to be given to you specifically from the heavens. So don't worry too much about it, how you're going to get it. So this is why I'm saying don't look right under your feet. Look towards the future. It's going to happen to you. Don't be attached to this particular situation. It could happen from the situation or not. Just let it go as your guidance. Also, with the Ten of Wands, attune well to your environment. Listen well. We were just talking about that, listening to the plants. It's funny. It comes here with the Ten of Wands. Listen well to your environment. In conjunction to the Hierophant, it will teach you the most. Attune to your environment. What does your environment need? Attune to that. Because you're not giving an ear to hyper listen, you're giving an ear to learn from it, to understand more about this environment. Oh, so that's how things work. That's how that works. You get more information about life in general or about this thing that you want to achieve. So attune to your environment and see how things work. That way you do things better every single time. For things to work to your favor. And finally, with the Wheel of Fortune, when we're talking about transmuting that energy, remember that the natural cycle of life is cyclical. It goes through ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. And so are you going to upset yourself every time this process happens? I don't think it is productive to do that. Remember that every time you go through a cycle, up and down, up and down, up and down, you're in general creating a larger net every time that will catch you in case you feel like you're going to fall, so that you never fall later on. So every cycle created with its ups and downs may not always feel that good in the moment, and sometimes it feels amazing. Both of them are contributing to this great net of learnings that will catch you every single time in your highs and in your lows, making it absolutely, making it like a dream catcher as life progresses, for you to achieve that sort of energy whenever you want, because you've gone through the ups and downs enough times, the amount that is necessary for that energy to keep you, to catch these dreams for you whenever you want. Everyone must go through this up and down cycle towards the things that they want. Whether they do it in a small amount of time, in a big amount of time, whether we realize they've gone through it or not, everyone is going through that up and down cycle one way or the other. building that net for themselves. So every time you go through it, remember, oh, I just built another circle that's always going to catch my dreams. So, and in that way, you don't need to control it. You don't need to feel really bad when it's down or very good when it's high, which is great. Feel good. Don't get me wrong. But you get to understand that that's just the nature of things, and understand that you've just built one thread around that net. That will catch you the next time you fall, or will act as catching your dreams for you. Yeah. So that's the guidance that I see when it comes to how you're guided to transmute that energy. Again, very quickly, I will repeat it to you so that you have like a summary of what we just said. Remember to just give and know that you shall always be given back, whether in this situation or not, which allows you to let go easier. Remember to attune to your environment, not hyper attune, but to listen to how the environment works so that you learn from it. Remember to not always look under your feet, but look forward. You may get the things that you want now, you may not get it now. Just let it go, detach, let it go. With the Wheel of Fortune, first of all, you're going to be very fortunate when it comes to this wish. But when it comes to your advice, remember that it's all up and down. Sometimes it's going to be great, sometimes it's not going to be. Every time it's creating a circle, a net that will catch your dream for you. So, my dear pile number 2, this is the guidance that I see in your reading. Also, I want to say with the Two of Wands, since this is your significator card, when you are doing action now, you are taking the necessary action to help you in your future. When you let go, you are serving your future. So do the right actions for now, and the letting go is the energy that transmutes what you want into your future. It makes it happen in your future. And needless to mention that this whole situation will first and foremost transform you. Just like Cinderella, remember that part of your reading in the very beginning? This whole situation, as you're trying to achieve your dream, will change who you are. And you will see so many facets of yourself that you have never seen before. You will transform into your most beautiful self, into the self that you want to see, your biggest potential through this process of transformation. It seems like there is a lot of amazing things about you, and it is that control that is not allowing you to shine in your best potential. So don't try to control things. Let them be as they want to be. If they want to be good, then good. If they don't want to be good now, then good. It's all good. What you give out is going to be given to you back always. Yeah, and this is, my dear pile number 2. This is what I see exactly as your guidance to what you need to let go of in order to move forward. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships. It's a great way to support me if you can and wish to do so. Thank you so much for everything, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at what you need to let go of in order to move forward. Can't wait to get into your reading. These are the Zodiacs. These are the decks that I'll be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. Okay, so very quickly before we begin, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal. Oh, we've got a split here. Perhaps this is your card. Your crystal is the beautiful Lapis Lazuli. Your significator card is the Two of Swords. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Cancer, Aries, Leo, as well as Virgo. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Thanks. Oh, these popped right out. Okay, let's take a look at your oracle cards first and see what you've got. What is it that you need to let go of in order to move forward? So we've got a Gemini card right away. The material aspect of Gemini is communication, as per this card, and it says a message in a bottle travels by sea. Your words and ideas reach further than you may know. We are all connected, and the way we express our thoughts can have influence on others. Open the channels of communication and exchange ideas with respect, kindness, and love. Oh, nice card. All right, so we've got a communication aspect here. You've got the journey. Okay, nice. You've got, we gotta be careful with the YouTube rules. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And the card is aggression. The keywords on this card are combativity, revenge, anger, hostility, reprisals. I'll check that one. Wickedness, right? Reprisals. Oh, reprisals, which means an act of retaliation. And you've got it's impossible. Oh, there's something about you thinking that it's impossible. Maybe this is why you've got the Two of Swords. Huh. But it does say psychic, supernatural power, superhero. So what you're not seeing is the energy surrounding it. This came in another pile, this idea that, don't forget there's energy. Okay. Like, yeah, don't rely too much on the outside. Can you see your card? Yeah, there we go. And you've got symbol. So the keywords are value, leader, glyph, alphabet, pentagram, parable, religion, mathematics, logo, language, coat of arms. You know, coat of arms were important. They would give energy to whoever was wearing it, or to the family, or to the corporation, or even a country. So I think perhaps you're being guided to use a talisman or something. Nice. We'll see. But we're looking at what you need to let go of in order to move forward. So, look, one slid out as well, so we're going to use that. You've got the Five of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Swords, the Six of Wands, thank you, Temperance. Can I add this card next to them? I think I can, yeah. And the Queen of Wands. It's like, be careful with something. Don't get too close, maybe. Right. So what is it that you need to let go of? The Five of Pentacles, there's some form of lack here. That is not allowing you to hear your guidance. You're not listening. You can't see your guidance because you feel some form of lack, and it's pushing you to look in one direction that may not be the direction for you. You can't see your guidance. You can't hear your guidance when it comes to this particular thing that you want to achieve. And the reason you can't see, you can't hear it, this particular guidance, doesn't mean everything else. Do you see? You can't see your guidance. You can't see the direction because of the lack. It's impossible. You kind of bought into the idea that you can't have it, that you lack it. And the more you get into this idea of it's impossible, of lack, the more you act less from a place of intuition and more from a place of ego, the body. Like you start becoming, for example, using aggression because you feel the frustration that you can't get it. And I don't mean aggression, of course, literally. Here, aggression is kind of showing us where someone is so into their physical body. They've lost control over the idea that they can do something, so they're using aggression to get it for themselves. That's absolute lack mentality. That's like losing absolute control there when you resort to aggression to get something, of course. So aggression shouldn't be ever used, unless, of course, you're like trying to protect yourself from aggression. But that aside, aggression is like tapping into the energy of lack, feeling like there's no way you can get it. And so you start using, resorting to, or aligning more with the emotions that your body sends you in order to get what you want. It's like you totally start believing your limiting beliefs, the emotions of fear that your body is triggering within you, and you just start taking action. So basically, or essentially, what I am seeing is the lack of seeing that it could happen for you. That's where the lack is. It's like you think it can't happen, what you want. You've already bought into that idea. You think you can't. That's what you need to let go of. Because it's blocking. Do you see that message in a bottle? It's blocking communication between you and your guides. It's blocking you to see your guidance. So there's something about here in your pile, you getting messages from your spirit guides, you getting, for example, things like energy from your spirit guides, your angels, from the universe. You're blocking that energy, you're blocking that communication, you're blocking the energy from moving. And it's all because you should never forget that you're a powerhouse, you're a creator. And so when you're putting your attention in the opposite direction, in which everything else is that can help you create it, help you move in this direction, you're literally the one blocking that energy from yourself. And it further proves to you that your idea that it's impossible is actually true. It further confirms that it's true. And look, where you put your attention, the energy will flow. You have that power of your mind. Your power of attention is everything. It is crucial to your success or the lack of. So really, what you need to let go of is that lack. Let's define the lack properly so that you know how to exactly let go of it. How to exactly let go of it and what to let go of. I think your Queen of Wands here is giving us an idea. This Queen of Wands, which is a queen that knows how to get her desires achieved. She's the Queen of Wands. She knows how to manipulate energy. She knows how to get her desires achieved, manifested. Here, we're seeing a figure go, no, don't touch this. What shouldn't you touch? It seems like in your way to getting your desires, you lack a specific balance at the moment that moves you from the plane of manifestation to the plane of lack, right into it. There's a balance that you need to have when you want to manifest something. And it seems like there's a cross over from you doing something perhaps a little bit to the extreme that moves you from the energy of manifestation to the energy of lack, burnout. What is that? that moves you from this plane to that plane. So you start off, obviously, with the Queen of Wands as someone who is very good at manifesting. Everything starts off right. You're powerful, you exude that power, you're so motivated. You've got that strong energy of manifestation within you. There's no question about that in this pile. Somewhere along the way, the wheel goes back to its place. You extend that energy so far out that it starts burning you out, instead of that fire lighting up things and working for you. There's like it goes from a fire well lit to warm and cook and help with manifestation and to light up the world around you, to a burning forest very quickly. How does that happen? How do you go from the knowing you're going to get it to the lack? How does that happen? What am I not seeing here? Between strength and weakness. The Temperance, they're having a conversation. I'm getting an idea. I could be wrong, but maybe someone here needs to hear it. Perhaps you talk about it and celebrate it quickly before you do anything about it. And remember, if this is your situation, just a side note, and I'll try to pull out the cards and see what this could be. But if I'm right about this intuitive idea, remember that when you talk too soon about what you're about to do, and you're so excited about it because you're already in that energy of manifestation, you know what's going to happen, you're so excited about it, and you're absolutely right. There's something about when you talk about it that shifts that energy. Because first of all, when you talk about it and you get that approval, like the social approval, your brain feels like it gets the reward too early. And so that does affect your motivation and your sense of making it, wanting to achieve it. For some people, maybe not for everyone, but there's that. There's also an important factor is when you talk about energy, you sway. There's something about the sacredness of silence when you are increasing fire. You know how when you lit the fire and you hold your breath and you stay tranquil so that it adjusts itself and then it starts growing and you're like, oh, yes, it's working. There's something about the sacredness of silence when it comes to you growing that wish or growing something that you're working towards. So I would say if this is something that you continue doing, perhaps it has because it hasn't worked several times, that you started being convinced that it's not going to happen. And there's something else. There's a third factor. They're not the only factor. Some people that you talk to may not have the best interests at heart for you, and that energy hasn't grown yet to be strong enough to endure, any form of energy that is not in its pure form of it growing. You know what I mean? So don't talk about things before they happen. If this is something that you've been doing, if this resonates with you, I see it here. But otherwise, what is it that moves you from that plane of manifestation right to the plane of lack? There's the duality in everything. Just like the duality of love and sadness, for example, love or happiness and sadness. Sometimes you're so happy, you cry. Sometimes you're so upset that you laugh, They're connected somewhere there. And I see you transpassing that plane. So what happens there? Ace of Cups. The Judgment card. Remember when I told you it's so sacred, you want to treat it with its sacred energy. The Death card. This is when things starts transforming here. Queen of Swords. What happens there? Well, it looks like these people are selling their home. It looks like there's a professional person selling their home. The kids may be shocked. There's a look of shock here. They're packing and leaving. Doesn't look like they're too happy to go. They have that look of something perhaps traumatic happening. A shock. Perhaps you get too invested. Because it has to do with the judgment, it has to do with your mind. There's the Queen of Swords. Perhaps you get too invested. It's your emotions. It has to do with your emotions with the Ace of Cups. Too invested in whatever happens wrong that you decide that it's the end. When the Death card actually means transformation, something changing. Look, I want to tell you something. In alchemy, when something changes form, when something transforms, it changes forms. What's the word called? It has to, I don't want to say melt, dissolve. It has to dissolve first in order to take on a new form for that transformation to happen. This is how transformation is metaphorically described, just like a butterfly, esoterically. So when things end or when things happen, giving you this illusion that they're ending, don't get into that traumatic shock. They are there to take you to where you want to go, and they're not there to end things for you. This is the moment where you start to think that it's impossible. You know, it's kind of like someone who's watching someone cook for the first time, like a child watching their parent cook for the first time. They put all these nice ingredients to the side, and then they would be shocked at how the parents are like breaking the egg, putting it in, chopping the vegetables. And the child would be saying, "Oh, what are you doing? You just ruined everything." Only to find out a few hours later that they're eating a delicious meal. That's a simple way to put it. But that is the truth of things. And the quicker one grasps this reality, the less we suffer in life. We have to be patient with watching how things dissolve to turn into something else, just like a butterfly, just like everything in our lives. How can the universe get us to the right person? It first takes us out of a bad relationship, and there's the suffering of everything that we go, if we choose to suffer, if we choose to, dwell on the suffering, then we will go through a terrible process of cleansing, dissolving this relationship, and maybe even changing our whole lives, going through many other hurdles to change who we are and be a better person for ourselves, and change this and change that, so that we get into a healthier, better relationship. This way we've changed ourselves, our toxic, traits, our toxic habits that are harming us before anyone else. It allowed us to change our world into a happier world, creating a vessel for that other relationship that we really want to happen in our lives. When that starts happening and the butterfly takes form, only then do we go, oh, I'm so grateful. I wouldn't change a thing. Everything taught me about everything that I know today. I am where I am today because of everything that happened. We only reach that conclusion, obviously, at the pinnacle of this energy, or when things start taking form. Before things take form, we're like, what if I'm unfortunate? What if this never happens for me? What if this happens? What if that happens? And really, sometimes we can dwell so much into that energy that we don't reach our destination. So your guidance here is, don't follow the emotions triggered by your body, allowing you to take severe actions and lose complete track of the guidance and your intuition that is guiding you, helping you to take you towards that wish. Don't get into that lack mindset. Don't get into that aggressive force of taking severe action because it's not working. Rather, when things change, don't get shocked. Do you see, even the Queen of Swords here has the lemonade. It is your opportunity at this time to be guided to use that energy and transmute it to your favor, to turn lemons into lemonade. When your first project doesn't work, it's not there to tell you that you're not meant to be a project creator. It's meant to show you exact feedback of why it didn't work. Oh, so that's how, so maybe that's how things work. That's what is preferred. This is what I should put my effort into next time. This, that, or the other. There's something to be learned about whatever didn't work out. It's giving you feedback, it's teaching you something, or maybe it's just throwing at you an opportunity right in front of your eyes that you can grasp to your favor. Sometimes it is within a difficult situation that we get something fantabulous, something huge that maybe wouldn't have gotten in that same magnitude without that opposite energy. Sometimes you're so lucky to have it. And again, is that duality of our world. Sometimes in the worst of situation comes the best of them all. And when you get the best, you would be asked, would you not go through this? You would say, this is so worth it. I would go through this 1,000,000 times. I would tell everyone to go through this. This is heavenly. This is the best thing. This is the most fulfilling thing in the world. It's like giving birth. It's like, think about what's happening these days. And again, I'm going to say this allegedly. This is my own opinion. I don't know anything about this situation. But if we look at, for example, at what's going on in Hollywood with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, this is crazy, right? And Justin Baldoni wasn't even known. I mean, I didn't know him. I don't think many people knew him. Now, I think, I could be wrong, but he could potentially win a huge lump sum of money. He could potentially be part of many successful projects moving forward because he's gained a lot of popularity during that time. So again, I'm not well versed in this situation. I don't know anything, but that's just an example that I wanted to give you to tell you how sometimes some heavy things happen in order for magnificent things to happen. So just trust the process, and all you need to worry about is the judgment. What can I do in this situation now to make the best out of it? That's it. That's what you're guided to focus on, and in this moment when things change. And remember, that's the reality of things. Things are going to change in everything. The only constant in life is change. That's the nature of the world. The more we accept that, understand it, the faster we integrate into it, and the faster we manifest the things that we want. The more we resist change, the more we suffer. So the more we get into ideas like impossible. And look, change is gonna happen anyway, whether we like it or not, whether we accept it or not. It's going to happen. So the quicker and more flexible you are in terms of accepting it and seeing what you're going to do with it, the faster you're going to get your big reward, the faster you're going to achieve the things that you want in the magnitude that maybe you didn't even know existed. The more you resist it, the more it pushes you until you finally hit rock bottom so that you can spring up again. You're going to spring anyways. You want to take the short way, or do you want to take the long way is basically what I'm seeing in your reading. But does it stop there? Is it all about your judgment, the sword, the Queen of Swords, the Judgment card? Is it all about attuning to this energy, putting on your running shoes and going, right, what do we need to do about this situation? That's the tenacity that is needed. And to do that, it is to have your mind, to have a grasp over your mind and not let your mind have a grasp over you with emotions. Otherwise, you're going to end up with that energy of aggression. So it's a journey. Trust it and let it lead you, but don't let it drive you either. Allow it to lead you, but you got to have a grasp on it. Believe in it, but don't be too in your emotions where you're shocked. Have passion, but don't be too in your emotions where you don't have that mental fortitude to go, right. I'm going to have my wish anyway. It's going to happen because the universe is going to give it to me. But what do we need to do about this current situation now is the right question for a situation like that. In that way, you don't cross over from where passion becomes less spiritual and more physical, where the body controls you. You want to be the one driving at all times throughout this journey. Now, having said all of that, there's something that can help you. Your reading is showing you. There is a glyph that if you draw, can help give you that power to always have a grasp over your mind, a grasp over your emotions during that time of transformation as it's happening. Having that power will allow you to transmute that energy right away so that you don't have to suffer through it. Right. What is that glyph for you? What is that symbol that you can always draw that will act as powerful energy to protect you and give you power to do the right thing so that you go through this process smoothly, easy, and swiftly? Actually, I'm actually seeing it. Do you see the circle? It's a star. Draw a star in a circle. And you win. Draw a star in a circle. Keep that symbol around you at all times when you feel like, uh-oh, what's this change? What's happening? Don't dwell into it. This is your mind driving you. You want to be the driver. And so as you're thinking, right, what am I going to do about this situation? How can I make the best out of it? Keep that star. Look, this even looks kind of like a star in a circle, right? So keep that star in a circle at all times around you. It will help you. It will help strengthen you, extend so much power to you to go through this process swiftly, easily, and effortlessly. Because you know why effortlessly and swiftly and easily? Because you won't be exerting that resistance that we see in the Five of Pentacles, avoiding this Five of Pentacles. And so it prevents you from moving from the plane of manifestation to the plane of burning and lack. Exactly what I see here. But remember, that star will not work as long as you're not attuning to its energy. And that is you being the driving force and not your mind and your emotions being your driving force. Never get into the energy of impossible. When you find yourself going there, remember, I've just crossed over these planes. I need to go back to my balance. And you're going to win this, by the way. Did I tell you with the Six of Wands, you're going to make it and you're going to go up high. But to win this, you want to be the one who's driving this communication between you and your mind and your emotions, not the other way around, them driving you. It's your judgment, because you're meant to transmute that energy. When change happens, you're now tapping into the realm or to the energy of transmutation. Those that are going to get into their energy or get into the mindset of transmutation are going to be using that energy of change to their favor to drive them forward. And those that are just going to watch it will be affected by that change, perhaps collapsing on them to push them upwards. So change is really there to help us at the end of the day transcend. You can take it the fun, easy way, or you can choose without realizing the path of resistance, pain, and the long haul towards change. So it's really all in your hands. Make that choice today. And that, my dear pile number 3, is exactly what I'm seeing in your reading in terms of what you need to let go of in order to move forward. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please do consider joining the memberships. It's a great way to support me if you can and wish to do so. And guys, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Look, you're going to be a winner. Bye.